Hi kiddos. We are going to go ahead and do the mini lesson for apostrophes. Hopefully yesterday you took care of your comma mini lesson and Money Monday. So let's go ahead and get started on your mini lesson for apostrophes. Well, that would be good if I did not click on that. There we go. Why bother with apostrophes? What's the big deal? Well, when you don't have apostrophes done the correct way, it can change the meaning completely. So if you look at the sentence on the left, we have, we awoke to the smell of grandmother's cooking. Wouldn't that be nice to wake up to fresh baked cookies? Yum. But if you take the apostrophe out, it's we awoke to the smell of grandmother's cooking. And you can see in her picture, we literally have grandmas on a spit roasting over an open fire. That is one special picture for sure. There are two uses for an apostrophe. To form contractions. For example, you can take do and not, put them together and have don't. And to show possession or ownership. Will's hair is on his head. Whose hair? Will's hair. So we take will, add an apostrophe, and an S. Now don't forget, earlier when we spoke about contractions, we said that in formal writing you do not have contractions. You're not supposed to, because it's more looked at as like slang. So we try to make sure that we don't have contractions in our writing. So be prepared to check your Anne Frank projects and take out those contractions. Forming contractions. I plus am equals I'm. Could plus not equals couldn't. Remember, the apostrophe marks the location of the missing letter. Don't put it in the wrong place. So basically, if we go back up and look at could and not, if we combine those, the letter that we're taking out is the O, and we're putting an apostrophe in that exact spot. So that apostrophe is going in the location of the missing letter. Do not use contractions in formal writing. I just spoke about this. Always write the words out. Informal. Experts don't agree on why people can't seem to stick to their diets. Formal. Experts do not agree on why people cannot seem to stick to their diets. Without the contractions, it does sound more professional, more formal, more succinct. Oh, we might need that last slide. Showing possession. Singular. The hat belonging to the girl. It is now the girl's hat. It's girl, add an apostrophe with an S. The coat belonging to the boy. It's the boy's coat. Boy with an apostrophe, add an S. The title belonging to the book. The book's title. Book with an apostrophe and add an S. Remember, you need to add both the apostrophe and the S when it's singular. Here's a little tip. Even when a singular noun already ends in S, you must still add an apostrophe and an S to form the possessive. So the word class ends in S. If we said the class's test scores were high, even though class ends in S, we still have to add an apostrophe and an S because it's singular. There's only one. Oscar Lewis's article was interesting, but I disagree with much of what he said. Oscar Lewis is just one person, so even though Lewis ends in S, we still have to have that apostrophe with the S. Singular possessive. If you look at the two choices you have here, Palmyra's mascot is the panther. Of course, the second one is correct because it is showing possession, so we're putting that apostrophe with the S. Kaylee's favorite show is Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So we definitely want to make sure that we have that apostrophe with the S on there as well. I know a lot of times adding apostrophes, we don't really do it anymore because think about it. If you're texting on your phone and you go ahead and just write like Kaylee with an S and don't add the apostrophe, it does it for you. So we don't think about it anymore. So when it comes to writing, we don't add apostrophes, which is probably a really big struggle. Plural. Form the possessive of plural nouns, including plural names, by adding just an apostrophe. No additional S is needed after the apostrophe because the plural noun already ends in an S. The 5 dogs' water dishes were all empty. Dogs ends in S because it's plural, not because it's like class. Class, there was only one. Dogs, it's plural, so we just add the apostrophe, not the S. Plural. Form the possessive of a plural noun, including plural names, by adding just the apostrophe. We just spoke of this. This is a repeated slide. Don't you love it when Miss G has errors? Okay, this is not a repeated slide. Plural possessive. All 3 agencies' directors are coming. Agencies is plural because there's more than one. So the second option is correct because we just need to add an apostrophe. Those students' excuses are unbelievable. Again, just adding an apostrophe because students is plural. Here's the common mistake. Don't make a word possessive when it really is just a plain old plural. The students did well. You do not need an apostrophe there because students is plural, but it's not showing possession anywhere. The student's success was well deserved. That one does need an apostrophe because whose success? The student's success. If you look at the first option, students, what part of speech do you think that is? Substitute, go ahead and hit pause on this video and ask them. In the sentence that says the students did well, what part of speech is students? Hopefully, you said students was a noun, and that's correct. And because it's a noun, you do not need an apostrophe. And the second sentence with the student's success was well deserved. Let's go ahead and look at students in the second sentence. What part of speech do you believe that is? Substitute, please hit pause on this video. Hopefully you said students was an adjective because whose success? The student's success. It's describing success. The word the is also an adjective, and I'm sure you know why. Some of you are probably scrunching your eyebrows together, but remember, the is an article, which is a form of an adjective. Here's another tip. You don't always need an apostrophe to show possession. Personal pronouns do not use apostrophes to show possession, only to make contractions. The dog wagged its tail. Its is a personal pronoun meaning belonging to. It's really happy today. Its is a contraction for it is. So when you have the apostrophe in there, it stands for it is. In the first sentence, it wouldn't make sense if we said, the dog wagged its tail. No. We want to make sure that we take that apostrophe out, so it's just its tail. You don't always need an apostrophe to show possession. Again, another repeat. My goodness, what did Miss G do to this? Okay, here we go. Good grief. Whew. Let's practice. Who's going to the Hunger Games movie? We definitely want WHO apostrophe S. And their presentation was the best. Remember, a lot of people get there wrong. The THEY apostrophe RE stands for they are. So they are presentation was the best does not make sense. One more tip. Words that have been shortened sometimes receive an apostrophe. Till, cuz, thinkin', makin'. What they've done is taken a letter out and put in an apostrophe. And you see this a lot when it comes to writing where they're trying to show that it lacks articulation or because they're trying to show maybe a little bit of an accent. We use these all the time, don't we? But in formal writing, we don't use them as much. But if you're doing creative writing with stories and you want dialogue this way, go for it. So till would be until, cuz would be because, thinkin' is thinking, and makin' is making. Place the correct apostrophe using a caret in each of the song lyrics that are on the back of your mini lesson. Go ahead and flip those papers over. I have some song lyrics. You probably know all these songs. And I have taken out the apostrophes and I need you to put them back in. Now when you insert an apostrophe, you have to use a caret. And you can see right here on the bottom of the screen, a caret looks like an upside down V, and then the apostrophe is going to go in it if you're inserting a comma. I just noticed, man, this lesson's full of mistakes. I'm sorry, darlings. When you're inserting an apostrophe, how is that caret going to be? It's not going to face up, it's going to face down. So if I wanted to put a caret in the song lyric, it needs to be facing downward with the apostrophe in it. If you are like, what, Miss G, are you talking about? I'm sure the substitute or Mrs. Leftwich would love to go over to the whiteboard and show you what a correct caret would look like when you need to insert an apostrophe. The caret I have on the Prezi right here is for when you are inserting a comma. Why I did that? Who knows? I apologize. My brain is not really on it right now. So we have reached the end of the mini lesson, but I do want you to take time and to insert those apostrophes. I will even let you work in pairs. Substitute, if the class, though, has been too out of control and cannot handle it, I'm okay if you override this decision, but if you feel like they can handle it, they can choose their partner and they can sit around the room and insert those apostrophes. And we will go ahead and check that when I return. Now, you will have some time left over once you insert the apostrophes, and what you need to do then is you and your partner need to switch Anne Frank papers, and I want you to go through and see if they have any contractions in their paper, because it's formal writing, they cannot. So if you see a contraction, I need you to circle it so they know that they need to take that contraction out and write out the words fully. Okay, darlings, good job. I will talk to you soon.